an occurrence.
When they was drilling, yes.
Yeah.
But you see why those come out of the tow truck behind them, state cop with them. They get around these turns, they had to get the tow truck to pull them over so they make a round turn.
Yeah.
I mean, a 100-ton load going across these old rinky-ass roads.
Safe to say the infrastructure is not suitable for this type of traffic.
Old buggy roads, I mean.
Well, then it's like when one of their workers get hurt.
It's
all hush hush.
Like Disney World.
Yeah.
Nobody does it.
Because the one guy got hit in the head and they flew him out of here.
Yeah, he's from West Virginia.
Yep.
Never did hear what happened to him.
Last thing we heard, he was in intensive care. And they were trying to get him to sign papers. And see, a lot of people around here had to sign, like Paul, confidentiality forms.
Yeah.
I refused to sign one. I absolutely refuse because...
You will not be quiet.
No, because there's...
He just knows that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yep. Because there's somebody else... I mean, I know what I had to do when this started. I knew that I was on the phone making countless phone calls. He was working, and I'm on the phone in calling every number that I knew to call that I didn't know. I was calling places that were like, huh? Who are you? What is, I don't think I ever broken any security codes, but I tried. But, there's not too many people that are going to sit down for weeks at a time trying to get a hold of somebody that can give you answers. Right. It's not going to happen.
Well, you got Chainsville, or Artemis. They're getting ready to expand that storage field too. And the people was at nurse pipe got their water. One lady lives right side the pipeline, and she can't drink her water. It tastes so bad.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing the seismic testing, and one lady, her house shakes.
That's what Mary was saying.
Yeah, her house is shaking, and she wakes up every morning, her and her son, and they're throwing up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like with this company, we asked this company to do a radon test. Keep up on the radon test. Refused.
Water test refused.
So when Federal Aviation came in here the first time, he sat here on the table and he said, look, he said, I have friends in the storage field. I suggest that you keep on top of getting a radon test. Go to the hardware store, get it, take it, get it done. So we did. It's time for us to do another one.
DOT man. A DOT man's here.
Do you have a vent?
No.
A radon vent? Have you ever found radon?
It was low.
Yeah, it was low.
Yeah.
It didn't warrant to be tested right away. See, then we called DOT because they want to up the pressure on this pipeline.
Transmission line.
They want to up the pressure.
That's falls under DOT.
So.
Transportation?
Yeah. So I hit.
Pass the buck.
Yep. So I hit the DOT office with an email.
Yeah.
All departments. Well, finally this man called Alex Dorkovich called. I'm coming up to see you. Because he said, I'll be at your house at 4 o'clock. And we're going to talk about this. Fine. He comes bebopping in the house. He's so excited. He got to ride a drilling rig today with Steckman Ridge. Gave him a hard hat. He always wanted to be on a drilling rig. So he said, so what's going on? So we laid it out. I mean, we laid it flat out. Wayne got mad. He said, I'm going to go do the barn work. As soon as Wayne walked out the door, the man looked at me and he goes, what do you want from them? As far as? You tell me what you want. I'll go to them and I'll tell them what you want. I have that authority to do that.
He had a meeting with the gas company the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What'd you get out of him?
Nothing.
What'd you tell him you wanted?
Didn't tell him what that.
Yeah.
I told him.
You said clean water?
What I told him, what I told him, because I was so shocked and dumbfounded that this man just sat here and told me that he came up and rode the drilling rig, that he wanted to do this all his life. The sucker must have been ready to retire, and it was one of his to-do bucket list chores, So I said, well, one of these days I guess I'll get an apology. Do you want that? I can go and I will get them to do that for you. No, thank you. I said, it's a little late for that. We just left the hospital getting an arsenic test.
Yeah.
So.
Giving him hair.
He left. Never returned. So we've been through a lot of people.
So what did we leave out?
Our sanity.
Is it gone?
Completely.
Completely. You can't put a price tag on
Trust.
that.
We don't trust. We don't. There for a while, we didn't sleep. His health went down. My health went down. I have a high white blood count because I had lost my spleen years ago. And that's one thing I was trying to talk to the health department about. You know, if you're exposed to arsenic, and like with me, I've had 5 surgeries, so my immune system's already going to be compromised. And with not having a spleen in my gallbladder and all the other parts, is it going to affect me different than it would a normal person? You know, am I going to, am I going to go first or what? You know, and they were like, well, do you have warts on your body? Yeah. Do you have tingling in your feet and your hands? Yeah. Well, then you've been exposed. So, it's going to take a couple years. Oh, thank you. It's going to take a couple years for me to die.
When did they tell you that?
When I was tracking down the arsenic in, what,
A couple years
07.
ago?
So then my doctor took a blood test, and my white blood count was off the charts.
Hmm.
So they sent me to a cancer doctor. So they were sending me to the cancer doctor every 3 months. I had to get my blood taken every 3 months. And I finally went over, got my blood tested. My white blood count was like 15. It was stabilizing to what was normal for me. And while I was there, the doctor went ahead and took another blood test. Well, it was up to 17.5 instantly. So he told me, he said, you're going to have a high count of your white blood count. He said, at this point, I can't tell you that you have leukemia or anything like that. You don't have the other symptoms that would go with it. We have to keep an eye on it, though. And is there any way you can relieve your stress that's in your life?
Give me all the time. That's
Let's
why I got
see.
gray hair.
I can't get rid of my husband. I can't get rid of the gas company. I still have to talk to DEP. No, there's not.
All right, well, I'm going to end it on that. Thank y'all very much.